Fantasy Football Week 11 rankings. Let's go. What's up, Couch Fam? Welcome to the weekly Thursday video where I go over my PPR ranks for fantasy football. Let's jump right into the rankings, starting with quarterbacks. Breaking news, the Bills game has been moved to Detroit so we can safely start Josh Allen. I think it's going to be a pretty close battle between these two for who takes the QB1 spot, Mahomes and Allen. And I really like Jalen Hurts this week. I think he'll get it done both on the ground, running the football, and in the pass game. So I have tremendous confidence in these three quarterbacks. Wanted to give some quick advice on Justin Fields and what I think about him, the outlook this year and moving forward. Just really quick, if you want to check out these written rankings, just go to my website, fantasycouch.com. They're always there, and I try to update them. Sometimes I don't, but if you want the written complete rankings, fantasycouch.com. Justin Fields, I think he's going to be a top 6 quarterback the rest of the year, maybe even top 5. So I do like him the rest of the season. However, if I'm in a dynasty league, I might sell high on Justin Fields soon as your fantasy season is over. So what that means in Dynasty, if you're eliminated from playoffs right now, or you make it in the playoffs and you lose in the first round, so week 15, or you win the championship, so right after week 17, whenever your season is initially over, so whether it be week 15, whether it be right now when you're eliminated, whether it be week 17 after your league is over, I would consider selling Justin Fields. Right now, you can get a premium for him. Now, if you're in a Superflex dynasty and you can't afford to give away a quarterback, I get it. I totally get it. That's the thing. When you're in Superflex dynasty, you have to have the quarterbacks to be able to compete. I've been in leagues where I don't have quarterbacks in Superflex, and it's just you can't win. You can't do anything. So I know how it feels. So I know a lot of you won't be in this. A lot of you won't be able to do this, but I'm saying if you can't afford to do it, I think right now is going to be the best time to sell high. He's young. He's breaking records. He looks amazing. I would consider doing it, and you could probably get a quarterback in return. Just something to think of. But if you're competing, you may just want to hold on to him and start him the rest of the year because he might get you that championship. I'll just scroll down a little bit more. Kyler Murray is practicing, by the way. So here are the rest of the ranks. I do not trust Derek Carr, if you guys were wondering. Moving on to running backs. One guy I wanted to talk about is Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs is going to be very inefficient. I think he's not going to do very well, but with the volume there and these newly acquired targets he's getting in the pass game, he'll still be a start. Kind of like Najee Harris last year, how he was just such a high volume guy. They're going to run Josh Jacobs to the ground. I think the Broncos will focus on stopping the run and let Derek Carr throw the ball and make mistakes so the Broncos D can capitalize on it. So although I don't see Josh Jacobs getting 100 rush yards, don't see him going off in the run game, he'll have the volume and he'll be startable and will still be an RB1 this week. All right, let's move on to wide receivers after we look at a few more names. Kareem Hunt reminded me. I almost forgot about our special segment. I'm going to boost Kareem Hunt up a couple spots. I got a good feeling about Kareem Hunt. And that brings me to my bold prediction of the week, brought to you by Sleeper. I think that Nick Chubb is going to suck this week. I think the Browns are going to abandon the run. It's going to be more of a Kareem Hunt type game, and the Bills are going to force the Browns to throw the ball. I think Chubb will have his worst game of the season, getting about 7 fantasy points in half PPR. So obviously, if you have Chubb, you're starting him, but this is a bold prediction. So I'm going Nick Chubb having his worst game of the season, and I'm going to go ahead and rank him. I think he will be worse than Brian Robinson. So we'll put him at RB19. Bold prediction of the week brought to you by Sleeper. All right, guys, moving on to wide receivers. I really think Devontae Adams has a good shot of being number one. Similar to Josh Jacobs, the targets are going to be there. And although I don't trust Derek Carr, it's not going to really affect him. He'll make a mistake or two here and there, but the volume should be insane. How many targets will Adams get? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, something like that. So I do love Devontae Adams, and I'm being a little bit bold, being a little frisky this week, putting Adams at number one. I do still like the Eagles wide receivers. A.J. Brown, good sleeper start. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about with wide receivers. Scroll down a little bit. I do like Terry McLaurin a lot in this matchup. Just don't know if the volume is going to be there. And keep in mind, the Chargers play Sunday night. Keenan Allen and Big Mike Williams have both been practicing this week. Surprise, surprise. I am surprised about that. All right, let's move on. You know, what am I doing here with Christian Watson? I'm slightly bullish on him. I'm telling people to start him. I think I would put him, right around here. So I do see him as a wide receiver 3 or flex spot, but I think he is startable. Very risky, though. Super, super risky. Moving on to tight ends, Higbee should get more volume. I do think TJ Hawkinson is an elite tight end moving forward, and just by default, he's getting the targets. The Vikings pass the ball, and Ertz is out. Who else is out? Pitts is a bust. Ertz is out. Goddard is out. There's just so many injuries and so many woes at tight end that Hawkinson becomes a top 3, top 4, at least top 5 tight end moving forward. I really do like him. I'm still a believer in Greg Dulcich. Gerald Everett should still be good, even though Keenan Allen and Big Mike Williams are easing their way back in. As long as Gerald Everett is healthy, the Chargers always throw the ball, and they'll get a couple more pass attempts in there going against the Chiefs. Foster Moreau could be a nice sleeper start, and so could Tyler Conklin in deeper leagues. Okay, moving on to defenses. Lots of good defenses, not a lot. It's really the Ravens are tier 1. The Ravens are completely tier 1, elite, in a tier of their own. And then not a big difference between like number 2 and, I don't know, Packers just don't score a lot of points. But like number 2 and 11, I guess. I really could see the Commanders doing some things against the Texans. I guess 10. Yeah, 2 through 10. Because 11, 12, 13 are kind of risky. So is 14. Yeah, a lot of risk here, but 2 through 10, not a big difference. I'm okay starting the Jets D this week. I really am. I think they're a great defense. Yeah, Cowboys D, look, they're going to allow a lot of points, but they could get a lot of sacks, force some bad plays from Kirk Cousins. That can easily happen. I think it will happen. So lots of good defenses, really. Like I said, I think you can get a top 10 defense. If not, go with Washington Commanders, Giants, or Packers, or even Steelers. Steelers might get some sacks. After the Steelers D, I wouldn't really recommend a defense after that top 14 right there. Hopefully you got the Ravens D. I know I didn't. My league's they're too smart. They're too competitive. I couldn't just get the Ravens D off waivers or free agency. Look, I know I say this a lot, but I have tremendous confidence in kickers this week. Don't worry. Believe in me. Trust me one more time. I like these kickers. try to get one of my top 8 kickers, Robbie Gould or better. So try to get Gould, Folk, Evan McPherson, Yunwei Koo, Butker, Gano, Bass, or Tucker. I think Butker's going to have a lot more attempts. Everything points to the attempts being way higher as far as extra points and field goals go. His accuracy has been off the last couple weeks. I don't fully trust him, but the attempts will be there. So he is risky. High risk, high reward type of situation. I think Yunwei Koo is good. He had a bad game last week and not a lot of attempts. That's more of an anomaly. I really do trust his accuracy. I think he's one of the most accurate, reliable, just best, overall just best talented kickers in the league. I think he'd have to be top 3, at least top 5. Yeah, definitely. I'd have it Justin Tucker. And then right after him, it would be like Tyler Bass and Yunwei Koo. I think I really like these guys a lot. So he'll be good. I trust them. Tremendous amount of trust in Yunwei Koo this week. So again, just keeping it simple. Try to get one of my top 8 guys on this list. You probably will be able to. If not, there are some other options. I'm just very wary on the Raiders right now. It is a complete dumpster fire going on there. Daniel Carlson is an extremely talented, reliable kicker. He's a top 5, top 6 kicker in the league. Some would say much better than even that. But I don't know. I don't know what is up with the Raiders. He could be the best kicker this week. He could be one of the worst. And that's why I have him ranked extremely low. I get it. I'm just very scared of the Raiders. Other than Josh Jacobs and Adams, I know they'll get volume. I don't know what's going to happen in this game. It's probably going to be super low scoring and probably going to have a few messy plays. Other than that, I don't know much about what's going to happen in this game. So some stuff, look, is unpredictable. I get, this kicker went off. Like, you didn't see that coming. Like, I can't see it always coming, but there are indicators. There are certain things where I can predict kickers, but this one is going to be a complete unknown to me on what's going to happen. So just fair warning there. If you want to start Daniel Carlson, I don't blame you. He might go off. He might get 11, 12 points, but I'm just super terrified of that situation. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. We go live right after Thursday night football games on our second YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun on there. So make sure to subscribe to our second YouTube channel as well. It's called Fantasy Couch Podcast. Good luck this week. For some of us, it is a must-win situation. So hopefully you get that W, and I'll see you guys on the next video /live stream.